Welcome to Spectator Sport, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
We got a big show for you today. This is episode number 19. We call it the Johnny Unitas edition. We talking football. This week's picks, last week's, I lost this week. Yeah. Got to get into that. Big fight this weekend. Canelo and Triple G. Byron, aka the Byronness, is here to break down that fight. He's gonna tell us why that decision was made and much more. Make sure you go to the YouTube page, Spectator Sports, and subscribe on that page. Hit that button. Man, we got previous shows, previous clips, and a lot more. But let's get right into it. So, as I just spoke, I lost last week. I won the first week and I lost last week. What was it, 74-68?
Yeah, 74-68.
What was the biggest reason I lost?
Yeah, the biggest reason you lost in the NFL Week 2 Confidence Points pool was because of that Matt Ryan's ballsy courage, okay? It was third and 5. The man in the red zone, he ran towards the goal line, scrambled towards the goal line, and dove into 3 Carolina defenders for the touchdown to put the Atlanta Falcons up 31-17 in the fourth quarter. The Carolina Panthers, they couldn't recover from that. They totally lost the game after that play. That was a key play in that game.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was Cam. I was like, wait, did they switch uniforms? What happened? But yeah, Matt Ryan definitely made a gutsy play. I mean, he's been having a hard time throwing in the red zone. He said, forget it, I might as well run it in here.
Right.
Maybe that works, but yeah, so I lost this week, but it's still close. What's the total score now?
Total score, he still beat me. Zach Rose still beat me 151-146, all right?
Ooh,
so
close.
I'm getting closer. It's very tight right now. Now, the confidence points pool, we do this every week. We pick all the games, all right? Now, this is how it works. We pick every team every week in the NFL, and we give them confidence points, all right? We give 16 points to the team we're most confident in, and 15 points to the team we're the second most confident in, and so on and so forth, all right? And so, the loser, the person at the end of the season that has the least amount of confidence points, has to walk around with a poster of a cat asking strangers, have you seen my cat Fluffy?
Have you seen him?
All right. So that's the bet, all right? So that's what we're doing right now. Hopefully I win. So what's going on with the week 3?
Week 3, we got some big time games. This was another hard week to pick. So far, these first 3 weeks, it's been really hard to pick these games. And this first game is super hard to pick. The New Orleans Saints, who've been struggling, but they found a way to beat Cleveland thanks to Cleveland's kicker.
Right.
They gave up 48 points to Fitzpatrick in Tampa Bay, but they go into Atlanta. We just spoke on Atlanta. Atlanta beat beat Carolina. What are your thoughts about this game?
Well, yeah, this NFC South rivalry is being very tight up lately here, and out of the last 12 games, each team has won 6 out of the last 12 games. Now, last week, Tevin Coleman, he filled in nicely for the injured Devonta Freeman. He had 107 yards rushing, 6.7 yards per carry. Matt Ryan, he wasn't sacked at all against that Carolina Panthers defense, so that's pretty good for that O-line in Atlanta. Now, like you just said, the New Orleans Saints, now in New Orleans, they can only hope that the Saints underestimated the Bucs and the Cleveland Browns. Like you said, the Buccaneers scored 48 points on the Saints in New Orleans. Then the New Orleans Saints barely beat Cleveland in New Orleans because of that kicker missing 2 extra points and a 44-yard field goal. They're lucky to win that game against Cleveland at home. It's not looking good for the New Orleans Saints right now. So,
with all that being said, you know, Drew Brees is a guy that you know when you feel like he's down, he always responds. This is always a tightly contested game. Who you got?
Okay, so in this game right here, you know last year, the New Orleans Saints, they started off 0-2 last season. Then they ended up making the playoffs and winning the playoff game. Last week against the Cleveland Browns, they had too many blunders. Drew Brees missed the open, underthrew Ted Ginn Jr., okay? The Saints lost 2 fumbles in the game. They missed a 44-yard field goal. I say the blunder stopped. The Atlanta Falcons, they're missing their middle linebacker, Desean Jones. I'm picking the Saints. I got the Saints winning this game. Ooh. All right? Now, it's very tight. I think I only gave them 2 points. Ooh. I gave the Saints only 2 points in this game, 2 confidence points.
Yeah, this was a tough one, but I picked the Saints too. I feel like this is the game where the Saints finally show up completely. They show that team effort that they showed all last year. Defense, I mean, they had one of the best draft classes you can ever see last year.
Right.
And these rookies, they haven't really fulfilled that this year. But I feel like this is the game where they step it up, where they play some ball. Alvin Kamara is going to have a big-time game today. I think Drew Brees is going to hit a couple touchdown passes. think it's going to be very, very close, but I have the Saints.
Okay.
Going to Atlanta and getting that victory and going 2-1. You got a score?
Yeah, 27-21 Saints, very close. Like I said, I gave the Saints 2 confidence points.
I got this Saints 28-24. So it's going to be a kind of a shootout, but I got the Saints pulling out at the end. Mm-hmm. You talk about a team that's going through it right now. You talk about a team that don't know what direction they're going in. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. They got one of the best running backs who still is not playing right now. Antonio Brown, AB, decided not to show up for work on Monday.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. It seems like Mike Tomlin has completely lost control of this team. I mean, you got the offensive lineman calling out the running back, speaking on their contract. It's like a soap opera going on right now with the Steelers. Opposite of what's going on in Tampa Bay. Ryan Fitzpatrick, not only did he look good in Desean Jackson's chains,
right.
looking like McGregor,
right.
but he's lighting it up. He is lighting it up right now. He is killing. And Jameis Winston, I'm sorry. It don't look like you going to be able to come back and play. It's just that simple. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not too concerned about all that off the field stuff, the locker room, the Twitter, the tweets and all that. I'm just looking at that defense is a doormat right now. They having a big problem right there. And I know Antonio Brown's going to come back and play. He needs to have a breakout game with his supporting cast of Juju Smith-Schuster, Jesse James, the tight end, James Conner. They need to put up some points because they playing against Fitzmagic, okay? The man is leading the NFL in passing yards right now. Yeah. He has a lethal supporting cast. He has Mike Evans, the 2017 first-round pick tight end, O.J. Howard, and Desean, I still got it, Jackson. They are putting up points, but Big Ben is second in the NFL in passing yards. I'm expecting a high-scoring game. I think both of these teams are going to combine for over 60 points on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout, too. Big Ben, he was great against Kansas City. We can talk about the defense, whatever, but he did his job. He threw for over 400 yards. Mm-hmm. He was ready to go. But like you said, that defense, if you look back at the last year, even when they went 13-3, you look at that divisional game against the Jaguars, who's not known for offense, put up 48 points on them in the playoffs last year. That defense is like you said, it is a doormat, and it's just laying down. People are running wide open. There's nothing there with the Steelers. But with that being said, and with Fitzmagic doing his thing, now listen, Fitz has done this before, but we've seen the good and we've seen the bad. So, what are we going to see in this game?
Well, the Buccaneers, they haven't started 3-0 in the season since 2005 with John Gruden and Derek Brooks and Ronnie Barber and the guys, okay? Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to need this game, especially if the Bengals beat the Carolina Panthers. The Bengals will be 3-0. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be sitting there at the back of the AFC North. I'm picking the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm still sticking with them. I've got them winning this game 38-30. I gave them 8 confidence points.
Wow. I agree. I'm picking the Steelers as well, too. As much as because if they don't win this game, it's going downhill. We can say that it doesn't matter. We can say this, that, and the third. But if they don't win this game and they go 0-3, forget about it. Pittsburgh is done. Mm-hmm. Because not...
Well, they won't be 0-3. They'll be 0-2-1.
I'm sorry. 0-2-1. Excuse me. My bad. But not only they tie with Cleveland, then you come back and lose back-to-back games to the Chiefs in Tampa Bay, and with everything else that's going on in that locker room right now, this could be the game right here. So I gotta go with Pittsburgh because if they don't win, I think it's over for them.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think it's over.
I feel you.
So I got Pittsburgh winning this game 31-27. Mm-hmm. Last one before we go to break. Giants at the Texans. The Giants. Look, before we go any further. Should the Giants have drafted a quarterback instead of Saquon Barkley?
It looks like they should have got Sam Darnold. I think they should have got Sam Darnold.
Yeah, okay, so now going to that game, the Giants have everything you need. They got running backs, they got receivers, the O-line has been questioned, but the fact of the matter is Eli can't move. He cannot move back there. He is a statue back there. But the Texans are not playing as good as we thought they were going to be playing this so far. Deshaun Watson a little bit slow out the gate right now. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, both teams are 0-2. None of these teams want to be 0-3. Okay, now, like you said, the Giants, any NFL team would love to have their wide receivers and their tight end and their running back. But no one wants their offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay, Saquon Barkley, he averaged 2.5 yards per carry against the Cowboys last week. Eli Manning was sacked 6 times. Now, on the Houston, on the flip side, them guys can't get off to a good start. They need to figure that out. They was down 24-6 against the New England Patriots, and then down 14-0 against the Titans, against the Tennessee Titans. They came back in both of them games, but too little too late. They got to get off to a good start. Now, look, this is the Houston Texans home opener. I think Deshaun Watson's going to figure it out. He had a blunder at the end of the game against Tennessee where he should have got a field goal to force overtime, okay? But he didn't manage the clock correctly. I'm picking the Houston Texans, okay? I'm picking the Houston Texans. I'm trying to see how many points I gave him. I got Houston winning 27-20, and I gave him 7 confidence points.
This could be the one that separates us right here. I think the Giants get their first win. I gave them 7 points. I think the Giants go to Houston, and I think they figure it out. I think Saquon Barkley has a solid game, and I think Eli hits a couple passes. Houston, I'm not sold on the Texans right now. I know I picked the Texans in the playoffs early, but I'm not liking how they're playing right now. And I don't, they should have beat Tennessee. Tennessee is not on their
level. They have Blaine Gabbert starting too.
Yeah, they're not. There's no way they should lose Tennessee. I got the Giants in a defensive battle. 14-10, I got the Giants winning this game.
How many confidence points you give?
I gave them 7. So this is 7-7.
Right.
Just like we did Carolina and Atlanta last week.
Right, no doubt.
Absolutely. You're watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. When we come back, we're talking the Chicago Bears. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sport, and I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wale.
This is episode number 19. We call it the Johnny Unitas edition. We talking football, lots of football. We also got Byron, aka the Byronness, to break down that Canelo Triple G fight. That was a hell of a fight. I can't wait till we talk about that. That's gonna be great. But let's get to the home team. I'm very excited. I know you will feel like the Bears lost the way they're talking about Mitch right now, but the Bears only won 3 games, so I'm excited they got a victory. Last year they only won 3 games.
They won 5 last year, didn't they?
I don't know. We have to look that up. I thought they only won, but I could be wrong. But with that being said, they didn't win a lot of games. Whether it was 5-3, 4-2, they didn't win a lot of games. But now they beat Seattle. Defense. Let's talk about the good first.
Yes.
The defense was phenomenal. Another 6 sacks. The Bears lead the NFL in team sacks right now.
Yes.
Khalil Mack he's probably worth more money than what the Bears gave him. I mean, but you look at that line. Akeem Hicks making big plays. Eddie Goldman making big plays. Danny Trevathan, NFC Player of the Week.
Yes.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on the Bears defense in this game?
Before, coming into the season, before Mack, the Bears was a top defense, top 10, and now Khalil Mack, he take him to a whole nother level. You can see he's elevating everybody's game. Everybody wants to impress this guy, want to make a play. Very confident out there. And so Khalil Mack, first game as a Bear at Soldier Field, his second straight game with a strip sack. All right, this guy's trying to get his second Defensive Player of the Year award. And then you have my man Prince Amukamara. The game was in doubt. It was 17-10 in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And he studied the film, he read the play, had a pick 6, almost got tackled by Russell Wilson, got away from him and got the touchdown, okay? And then Danny Trevathan, like you said, NFC Player of the Week, NFL Defensive Player of the Week. The man got a strip sack with 4.5 minutes to go. That was the nail in the coffin. And then the clubbed hand man, Leonard Floyd, recovered the fumble. Danny Trevathan had 2 sacks in the game. Yes, the Bears dominated that game. The Seahawks did score a little garbage touchdown at the end of the game, but that was just some weak garbage points for them. The Bears, defense was the story of that game.
Absolutely. The Bears should have probably. The Bears really beat the brakes off of Seattle. I know the score was only 24-17, but they really dominated that game. And that's the second game in a row. Now, I know the second half, Aaron Rodgers lit the Bears up. He did his little Rodgers magic on us. But for the most part, the Bears at the line of scrimmage on the defensive side have dominated the football. And we haven't seen this in a long time. We haven't seen this in a while.
Since 2012 with Urlacher and Bridge.
Yes, and so we haven't seen this in a long time. Now, I think they have potential to be top 5, top 3 defense in the league. Now, that back end has to be still a little better. Still a couple issues with Kyle Fuller right now. That touchdown he caught him, he wasn't even looking at the ball. You are running to the back of the end zone. Mm-hmm. You got to turn around sometime. The ball it's coming out. You got to turn your head.
He should have turned around. Yeah. But you know what? That was a perfect pass. I'm going to give credit to Russell Wilson on that play. That was a perfect pass by Russell Wilson.
But that's also bad field awareness by Kyle Fuller, because you got to know where you are on the field. Mm-hmm. And if you had coming to the back of the end zone, if he runs out the end zone, who cares?
Yeah, you're right.
Who cares?
He should have turned his ass around.
You turn around. That's what. Look, Kyle Fuller got paid. Mm-hmm. These are simple things that top paid cornerbacks do.
Right.
You get to that back of the end zone, you turn around.
And you think about now, if he made that play, the Bears would have played. Defense would have played a perfect game. Okay. Yeah. Now check this out. Like you talk about top 5 defenses. There's only 5 defenses in the NFL that can claim they're better than the Bears. That's the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Rams, the Broncos, and the Cleveland Browns. Okay, those are only 5 defenses I can see in the NFL that can claim they're better than the Bears. The Bears can even get better, even into the top 3.
Absolutely. Now we got to go to the part that where everybody's worried about. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest with you. Look, I'm going to save my judgment to the end of the season, as I've been saying.
Right.
But for the first 2 games, I put a couple things on Matt Nagy in the first game, but the second game, this is Mitch. Mm. This is all Mitch right here. I mean, Mitch missed wide open receiver after wide open receiver. I mean, the Bears scored 24 points. They should have had 40.
Well, the Bears offense scored 17. Yeah. Prince and Mukamura had that pick 6.
Well, they scored 17. They should have had 40.
Right.
He missed so many wide open receivers. Mm-hmm. And he's been the king of the check down when there's people running up the field wide open. Mm-hmm. His footwork has not been good. He's very panicky in the pocket. Once again, the first drive of the game, he goes down to get you 7. All scripted plays by Matt Nagy. Right. But after the scripted plays, it's just like, what are we doing here? That pass to Allen Robinson. Robinson was open. You got to make that. It's one thing learning the system, mm-hmm. but it's another thing as a quarterback, a number 2 pick that you're supposed to just be able to do. If it's just a pure go route, you throw the ball in front of him. That's a throw you have to be able to make, mm-hmm. being a number 2 pick.
Right.
That pass across the middle when Taylor Gabriel was wide open. Yes. You have to hit that. There's no excuse.
That was his second worst play of the game.
You have to hit that pass. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else to say about it.
Right.
And then one more play, then I'm going to let you go. He's sneaking. He's got the run. He breaks outside instead of going straight and getting the first down on that one play.
When he ran, he ran outside, everybody running for the first down.
So my problem with Mitch right now is his field awareness. Mm-hmm. He's panicky, and his accuracy is not there right now, which is one of his strengths. Was supposed to be his accuracy, and I haven't seen it yet. So it's only 2 games in. 2 games. So I'm still waiting on judgment, but for these first 2 games, I am not impressed.
Okay, well, I'm going to say 14 games in, because that was his 14th game.
Well, I'm going by in the new system of Matt Nagy. This is the new system. This is the new system.
Right. Yeah, in the new system, 2 games in the new system, but I feel like he still should learn from his experience last year. He did play in the NFL last year. He should have learned from that. Now, the man, Mitch Trubisky, somebody tell Matt Nagy to script the whole game. Script the whole game.
It's impossible to do.
Right, just try it. Just try it out. He'll make the Pro Bowl. He'll make the Hall of Fame. All right. So now, Mitch Trubisky, coming into this game, everyone thought that the Bears' offense would explode, because now the Seattle Seahawks defense, they allowed the Denver Broncos' mediocre offense to gain 470 yards on them. Okay, so now Seattle comes to Chicago, comes to Soldier Field without their best defender, Bobby Wagner, and the Bears only get 270 yards, total yards against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you touched on the Taylor Gabriel play when he overthrew the man. That really upset me. But the play that really made me discouraged about Mr. Trubisky is when it was in the red zone. It was 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the first half, and we was up 7-0, and Mr. Trubisky escaped a couple of defenders. He rolled to his left, and he threw the ball to a Seattle Seahawk.
That should have been INT number 3.
Yes. That was at the end of the half. He threw it to I think the Seahawk got Coleman, the cornerback. I think he was shocked that he threw the ball to him. Like, why are you doing that? He tipped the ball. The man could have, if he caught that ball, it was nothing but green grass in front of him. He would have had a pick 6 right before halftime. I don't know what he was thinking on that play, okay? Now, I'm glad in the 4th quarter that Mr. Trubisky, he threw a touchdown pass to Anthony Miller. He threw the touchdown pass to him to put the Bears up 17-3. And Matt Nagy gave him a hug, and it seemed like just calm down, like, hey man, it's gonna be all right and things like that. But he needs to get it together. He wasn't playing good. So I guess more to say about Mitch, but you guess
No. You pretty much hit on it. I mean, we pretty much hit on everything.
I'm gonna hit. I got one more point to make about it.
Go for it.
Yeah. So look, I got some bad news, some good news, and some maybe better news about Mitch Trubisky. Okay. The bad news is this: Ryan Pace was screwed up by trading 2 third-round picks and a 4th-round pick to move up one spot to get Mitch Trubisky. That's clear. And Mr. Trubisky, I'll be shocked if he ends up better than Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes. Now that's the bad news. The good news is this: Big Ben is better than Eli Manning. He's better than Eli Manning. And in the 2004 draft, Big Ben was drafted at number 11. Eli Manning was drafted at number 1. Now Giants fans cannot get too upset about not having Big Ben because they won two Super Bowls with Eli Manning. So it looks like the Bears can win with Mr. Trubisky. If Mr. Trubisky wins, if we win a Super Bowl with him, we're not going to care that Patrick Mahomes is looking like Warren Moon and Deshaun Watson is looking like Donovan McNabb. If we get a Super Bowl, then we're going to forget about all that, okay? And then the maybe better news is this. When you watch, the media and they're talking about Mitch, they're like, oh, he's learning a new system. He had John Fox last year. He only started 12 games. He's going to get better. He's just developing. So if that's all true, and he's actually going to be good, and he's just learning all that, that means the Bears going to be a Super Bowl contender for years to come.
Absolutely. Now, look, I just want to refute one comment about the Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Do I think Patrick Mahomes is better than Mitch? Absolutely. So is Deshaun Watson. But Patrick learned behind Alex Smith. He got to sit behind for a whole year and watch how he was done. Who was Mitch watching before he came in the game?
Mike Glenn. Right.
It's a whole different level.
Right.
Alex Smith is a veteran quarterback, a smart quarterback, and he gets things done. And you want to learn from somebody, he learned from somebody great. And he sat and learned that playbook the whole year. He didn't have to play.
Right.
Mitch is being thrown into this playbook right away.
Right.
This playbook is very complex. So I would say that. But Mitch definitely has a lot of work to do. Right. But the good thing is the Bears won the game.
Right.
They won the game.
Overall, I feel good about the Bears.
1-1. Let's go. You know what? Let's just go to break and then we're gonna come back. You're watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. When we come back, we're gonna do a Bears Cardinals preview. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sport. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
This is episode number 19. We call it the Johnny Unitas edition. We talking plenty football. We talking Bears right now. Can't wait to talk Triple G and Canelo. We got Byron, a.k.a. the Byronness, to break it all down for us. But let's get right back into the Bears versus the Cardinals. The Bears are a 7-point favorite. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I don't like when the Bears, correct me if I'm wrong, they've lost like the last 6 out of the last 7 games when they were the favorite.
Well, it's something like that, but they did just beat the Seahawks.
They were the favorite, yeah. So that's a start.
Yeah.
That's a start. The Cardinals look awful right now. They look awful. Sam Bradford, to me personally, put the rookie in. Put Rose in the game. Stop messing around with Sam Bradford. You're not going nowhere with him. You're not going to win any games. I felt this way about Mitch last year with under Mike Glenn. Not granted. Bradford is way better than Mike Glennon, no question about it. And not saying Rosen can't learn something from Sam Bradford, because he can.
But Mike Glennon plays for the Cardinals, so they might put Mike Glennon in.
Holy crap.
Maybe the Bears will be 14-point favorite.
But the Cardinals have been bad. The defense, which is normally good, has not been good. They're not scoring any points. What's your thoughts about this game?
Okay, well, the Arizona Cardinals are battling the Buffalo Bills for that worst team in the NFL status, okay? They've lost their last 2 games by a combined score of 58-6.
Wow.
58-6. David Johnson is trying to make a comeback, but the most yards he had in the game this year is 48 yards because they're playing from behind all the time.
Yep.
And so people in Arizona, they're not liking Sam Bradford. He's not looking good at all. They think it might be Josh Rosen time, but I don't think so. I don't think they should do that because they don't want him getting slammed on his head by Khalil Mack.
Listen. Throw him in the fire. Listen, this is rookie. You drafted him high. He talked big. He talked big. He said, I'm going to be the best quarterback in this draft when it's said and done. So if that's how he feels, he got that swag, he got that much cachet about himself, put him in the game, let him see Khalil Mack, let him see Akeem Hicks, let him see Danny Trevathan, let's show him what it's really all about. Because Sam Bradford is nothing happening. Fitzgerald is 35 years old right now. He's almost on his way out. Like you say, David Johnson, that's all they really got. That's all they really got.
Yeah,
that's all
Fitzgerald's old, so
that's all they really got, and it's just not going good. The Bears should thoroughly dominate this game, but as we've watched, as us being Bears fans, we've learned about these games the hard way, thinking we're supposed to dominate, and it doesn't happen. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. They should thoroughly dominate this game, but I have the Bears winning 19-13. I gave the Bears 9 confidence points. Only reason I got the score that low, that close, 19-13, is because of this. Now, Chandler Jones, he led the NFL in sacks last year. He has 1 sack this year, okay? Patrick Peterson had a nice interception against Jared Goff last week against the Rams. He looked decent. They flashed. I think they was the number 4 defense in the NFL last year. And the Cardinals, what they have to do is they need to put 8 guys in the box. They need to make Mitch Trubisky do something he has never done before. Be the reason why a team won a game in the NFL. Okay. Now Matt Nagy, he's looking real silly for not playing Mitch Trubisky in that 3rd dress rehearsal preseason game. That man needed all the reps he can get. Okay. That's the only thing that scares me. I feel like the Bears defense could dominate this game, but little freaky plays like Kyle Fuller not turning around on a touchdown, stuff like that. Somebody fumbling, like maybe like pick 6 that man should have threw. If that Seahawk caught that interception, that would have been a touchdown for the Seahawks. The momentum shifts, like little goofy stuff like that. That's why you can't rely on the defense for everything. That's what scares me about this game. But yeah, so I got the Bears winning though. I cannot pick the Cardinals. They are probably the worst team in the NFL. I got the Bears winning this game.
I felt the same way about the Seattle game. It's just the talent. The Bears have more talent. They have a lot more talent than the Cardinals. Just like I felt like they had more talent in Seattle. I felt like their defensive line is going to show up. I feel like Khalil Mack addition has just been the biggest pickup in a long time. We had a solid, good defense last year, but his addition to this team is just monumental. Not only is he playing good, but it seems like everybody else is trying to step up to his level. It's like
Aaron Lynch out there.
Yeah, it's just like that challenge. It's almost like that. It's like a challenge. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm good too. And I love it. And I love it. So I feel like they're gonna dominate this game, and they should dominate this game. I gave the Bears 10 points. I just didn't go. I wanted to go 15-16, but I just not ready to give the Bears that many points yet. But I got the Bears winning 24-7. I think they're gonna get this game, get some turnovers. Only thing I want to see more from I want to see more Jordan Howard. I want to see some more Jordan Howard. We need some Jordan.
He only had 14 carries against the Seahawks,
and every time he got the ball, it was always a positive play. So that's my only issue with Matt Nagy right now. Give the ball to Jordan Howard. Let him pound and everything else. I think that'll help Mitch out more than anything.
Because the Bears look like a playoff team right now. Just let Jordan Howard carry the load until Mitch figures things out. Win some games until Mitch figures it out.
You're watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. When we come back, Byron, a.k.a. the Byronness, is here to talk boxing. Canelo and Triple G. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sport, and I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Weller.
This is episode number 19. We call it the Johnny Unitas edition. Big time show today. We've been talking football. We still got more football, more picks for this week coming up. A lot of great things. Make sure you go on SpectatorSport.com. Subscribe to that YouTube page. Check out my man Adi Wally. He got some dope articles on there. You can dispute them, whatever. But right now, we got my main man back for the second week because he had a big time fight, Mr. Byron, a.k.a. the Byronness, and I'm not even going to waste your time. I know you ready to go. What was your thoughts on this Triple G versus Canelo fight?
Triple G versus Canelo 2 was everything it was hyped up to be. It was a lot of action, and look, it was a close fight. I'm not going to argue opinion versus opinions. I had to fight 115, 113 Triple G. Just based on the fact of more clear and effective punching. But I can say that Canelo made this a close fight by changing styles, and to be honest, if you're pro Canelo, you're gonna have him winning this fight close. If you're pro Triple G, you're gonna have him winning this fight close. And you know what? Both groups can be completely right. The truth of the matter is this was a draw. This was the draw that we supposedly got in the first fight. Right. This was a draw.
Absolutely.
Okay, so basically now, like you said, Canelo was more aggressive. What do you think of Canelo changing his style in the second fight, being more aggressive?
Canelo changing his style actually won him the fight. It was very unorthodox to see a fighter back up Triple G. He stood in the center of the ring, he traded shots, he counterpunched beautifully, and every time Triple G got a combination off, He made it a point to get them points back with great body punching, which once again, 2 fights in a row, Triple G totally forgot about going to the body, and once again, it lost him a decision.
Yeah. So now, why does it seem like Canelo always get the benefit of the doubt with the judges?
This is boxing politics 101. Canelo is the bigger draw. Canelo is the face of Golden Boy Promotions, which is a very big entity in boxing, and they're going to win these decisions. Now, do not get me wrong. Fights like this occur in boxing all the time. You get 2 fighters that put everything out there. CompuBox is not too far off. More clean and effective punching, more aggressive, more punches thrown, and the aggressive fighter gets the fight 10 out of 10 times. This is not a mirage or something that doesn't happen. But for this to happen in this fight after the egregious decision in the first fight, you just feel let down as the boxing public. This is not what you wanted. You wanted a clear, definite victor or a decision that best fit the fight. And I think we didn't get it.
Absolutely. I thought it was a draw. I definitely thought it was a draw. I thought it was a great fight. Very entertaining. I'm pretty sure the pay-per-view numbers was off the charts. The crowd was filled up. I mean, so with that being said, we had part 1 controversial, part 2, which is still controversial. We all thought it was a draw.
I think it was a draw.
I thought it was a draw. I mean, I can understand.
I mean, I had a 115, 113, but I cannot argue a draw. I cannot sit here and battle opinions about it being a draw because it was that close a fight.
So it's really undecided. We still coming out this second fight. I don't know if we know who the best fighter is. So going forward, what's going to happen with these 2 boxers? Are we going to see part 3 of this?
For me, unfortunately, you will see a part 3 because there's nothing else in boxing that's a bigger claim in this division. You have Canelo, you have Triple G, you have 2 decisions that just have enraged the public, so you gotta do a 3. Boxing's happy because they get another big fight, they get another big, large revenue, and that's the way the wheel goes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as far as Joshua Povetkin, that's coming up this weekend. What's your thoughts on that fight?
Joshua Povetkin on paper is a match made in heaven for a fan. But only true boxing fans will understand why this fight is an absolute speed bump, which is for the bigger fight, Wilder versus Joshua. Povetkin, 34-1. His only loss shows pretty much as a preview of this fight. His only loss was to Vladimir Klitschko, who absolutely dominated the smaller Povetkin, who couldn't seem to deal with the size or the power. Joshua jumped at this fight because he knew he could win it. And that's basically what this is going to be. It's going to be a show that I believe Joshua should finish Povetkin. Although he's a champion, although he's tough, he can't fight big punchers that do everything behind the jab. This is going to be a massacre.
No doubt. One more thing before we got you. It was some news. Pretty disturbing news. No, it wasn't disturbing. But Floyd Mayweather announced that he's trying to fight Manny Pacquiao in December.
Wow.
I am not interested in this fight at whatsoever. I do not want to see it. The first one wasn't good. They're both too old. I don't like calling people too old. I know that's wrong, but they're both too old to be in that boxing right now. I'm gonna ask you. Do you want to see this fight?
Before you get in the comment section and rip me apart, let me say and state, I am not a Floyd Mayweather fan. I do not deny this man's skills, but I am not a fan. And as a anti-Mayweather guy, I want to see this fight because of the only reason why a person that hates Mayweather wants to see it. To see him lose. I'm tired of this guy peeking in and out of the sport, fighting MMA fighters, padding his record, fighting fighters out of their respective age. I just want you to finally get what's coming to you, and that's to pick a fight that you think you're going to dominate, get caught, and put a 1 behind that 50. And the second biggest reason that this fight is going to be made is what else are you going to do December 1st and December 8th? You don't have anything more important to do than watch this fight. That's why you're going to get it. It's going to be the biggest fight in as far as boxing pay-per-view for this year. And it features a fighter that hasn't fought, that jumps in and out of retirement, and that fought an MMA fighter. This is boxing WWE.
I'm a huge Mayweather fan. I definitely am. I love me some Mayweather, but I do not want to see him fight no more. I'm done. It's over. Like just be 50 and 0. You know, Pacquiao's fought recently, so that could show up in that fight. You know, just let it be. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna watch. If it comes around, I'm pretty sure, like you just said, December 1st or whatever you have it. What are we gonna be doing? All right, man. Who get the fight?
You know what? My reason I don't have to see it because I saw the first fight.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. That's why
I'm really not interested in this fight. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it happens, I guess I will be obliged to watch it. There's no question about it.
You'll watch.
I'll watch. You watch a Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. We want to give a shout out and thanks to my man Byron, aka the Byronness, for the great analysis. When we come back, we got some more football picks. We'll be back. Welcome back to Spectator Sport. And I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wiley.
I want to give a shout out to Byron, aka the Byronness, with the great boxing analysis today. Maybe we'll have a part 3 of Triple G Canelo. Right. We'll see. Make sure you go to SpectatorSport.com. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube page. This is episode number 19. We call it the Johnny Unitas edition. Now, we talk Bears, we talk other big-time games this week. We got a couple more. Give me one.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It's the Battle of L.A. You got the Chargers at Rams. It's not really at Rams. Both of them in L.A., okay? So, yes.
So, the Rams technically the home team, though, right?
Right. The Rams are the home team. Okay. And so, you got the Chargers. They're third best in the NFL in yards this season. They can put it up. They're going to drive down the field. They're going to score a lot of points. They got their 2017 first-round pick wide receiver, Mike Williams. He's healthy. He was hurt last year. He got a touchdown against the Buffalo Bills last week. They can score with anybody, but the problem is they're missing their best defensive player, Joey Bosa, and going against that Rams team with Todd Gurley and Brandon Cooks. They're showing out over there with the Rams. I couldn't pick the Chargers in a shootout. I'm going Rams. I went hard on the Rams. I gave the Rams 11 confidence points, and I got them winning the game 34-28.
I gave the Rams. I gave them 9 points. I feel like, the Chargers are a high-scoring team, but I feel like the Rams can slow them down. Mm-hmm. The Rams, that defensive line, that corner, that's probably one of the only defenses that's better than the Bears right now because they got the cornerbacks that can guard Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. So that's the interesting matchup. The receivers versus the Rams secondary, that's a good matchup right there. But at the end, that Joey Bosa being hurt is too big, and I got the Rams winning this well, 31-17.
Okay.
My game, the Bengals at Carolina. Mm-hmm. Now, Carolina got major injuries right now.
Right.
Major injuries right now. The Bengals, under the radar, low key, no one's talking about them. First place, 2-0. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh struggling right now. Mm-hmm. Cleveland lost some tough ones. They got a tie. Baltimore, they beat Baltimore last Thursday.
Yeah, Baltimore, they beat the Bills, and then Baltimore, they just lost to the Bengals.
That's what I'm saying. The Bengals beat them.
Right.
So the Bengals are 2-0. Right. 2-0. This division is up for grabs. With the Steelers being not knowing what the Steelers are going to do, this division is up for grabs. So this is a chance for the Bengals to really go ahead and do something. But they're going to Carolina, at Carolina. Mm-hmm. I got Carolina winning this game. I picked Carolina in the last 3 games, I know, but I think Cam Newton, and this is gonna be their first real test. Mm-hmm. I think the defense shows. I think Andy Dalton is who we thought he is, mm-hmm. And AJ Green's gonna get up some numbers, but I think the Cam Newton leads them to victory.
Yeah. The Carolina Panthers' strength of schedule so far been better than the Bengals. The Bengals, they played the Colts, and they just beat the Ravens, who are very mediocre. Okay, so and I think the Carolina Panthers, they just allowed 31 points to the Atlanta Falcons. Luke Kuechly and K'Wan Short, they're going to come up. They're in Carolina. They're going to stop A.J. Green and all those guys. I know A.J. Green had 3 touchdowns in the first half last week, but I feel like the Panthers' defense is going to come up big for Carolina Panthers. I gave the Panthers 5 confidence points. I picked the Carolina Panthers. I got them winning 20-14 in this game.
I gave them 5 points too. Absolutely. But I got the score being more 24-20.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Cam and it was going to win it, and they're going to go 2-1. Absolutely. There's some other games out here. Now I know it's a game you ready to tear me apart about. Go ahead, give me that game.
Oh yeah, the game, the Kansas City Chiefs. You picked the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Chiefs, man. What's going on with that?
This is the ultimate trap letdown game. You talk about a quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, come off throwing 6 touchdown passes. I mean, you can't get no higher than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's prime time. Mm-hmm. And now he's still on this. That was only his second start. I feel like it's gonna be a time where it's just like, all right, you know, we gonna see he's gonna have some bumps in the road, and this could be a bump. One of the hardest things for a young player to do is when they have such a big win is to come back and repeat that same performance.
Right.
So I feel like this is a game where they're high. They're emotionally high, they're feeling real confident, and they might overlook San Francisco. And Jimmy G will go to Arrowhead Stadium and lead them to a victory, I think.
Wow. You know what? I was thinking about that a little bit, but the reason why I cannot pick the 49ers, the reason why I picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win 29-21, I gave the Chiefs 12 confidence points because the 49ers defense. That defense, they not guarding anybody. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, all those guys, Sammy Watkins, and everybody, they're going to put up numbers on their defense. If San Francisco's defense was a little bit better, I think Jimmy G will drive on the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't have any defense, but the 49ers don't have any defense either. So.
Well, to be fair, the 49ers did play Minnesota their first game. They didn't get slacked. Mm-hmm. They was in the game until like a couple turnovers by Jimmy G. They beat Detroit in Detroit. No,
they was in San Francisco.
I'm sorry, in San Francisco.
Detroit put up like 28 points.
They came back. Mm. It was a comeback. For the most of that game, San Francisco dominated. Okay, you know, and Stafford does what he always do. All of a sudden, he have a terrible game in the fourth quarter. He gets hot, and he always makes it interesting. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, San Francisco dominated that game throughout. So I think it's gonna be a good game. Now, don't get me wrong. Kansas City is loaded. They are loaded on offense. They have weapons after weapons. But I don't like their defense because yes, they scored a lot of points, but they gave up a lot of points too, and they gave up a lot of yards. I mean, the score was 42-37 with the Steelers. So I don't think they're gonna 6 touchdowns. I don't see them throwing 6 touchdowns. At least Sunday, not to back-to-back weeks.
Right. I feel you. That's a bold prediction. You went wild with that.
Yeah, I like that. I like San Francisco. That's my upset special. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, I'm not eating those words. Next show, a couple interesting games. Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't know, man. Did we drink the same Kool-Aid before we went to sleep or something? Oh, we got a lot of picks to say. We both got Cleveland winning their first game this week.
Right. Yeah, Thursday night football. I think they're gonna go ahead and pull it out. We'll see. I mean, Sam Bradford had a good first game.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold. And yeah, the Cleveland Browns defense. I think they're like top 5.
We both picked Denver over the Ravens again. Are the Ravens just bad? Is that Buffalo that's Buffalo sucking, or is Denver actually better than we giving them credit for?
I just don't like the Ravens offense. Their offense suck, and they're going against a top defense, and that's the main reason why I picked the Broncos. I gave the Broncos, 6 points. Got to win 19-16 in the close win in Baltimore.
Any chance for a letdown for the Jacksonville going playing Tennessee?
They have. You know what's up with Marcus Mariota? I know he didn't play. He didn't start the last game.
He's been hurt. He's battling injuries.
Yeah, he's battling injuries. No letdown. The Jags, they're going to destroy the Titans. I gave the Jaguars 13 confidence points. Got to win 23-13.
Carson Wentz makes his first start this week against the Colts. What's your expectations?
They're going to blow him out. It's a blowout. What did I say here? Philadelphia. I got them winning 28-16. I gave the Philadelphia Eagles 14 confidence points. That's going to be a blowout.
Wow. Well, that's pretty much sums it all up. First of all, I want to thank Byron, a.k.a. the Byronness, for once again for the boxing analogy. For the next fight, he definitely going to be back.
No doubt.
Absolutely. You've been watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. Next week, hopefully we're celebrating another Bears victory. Until then, in the meantime, in between time, we out.